Hi friends, thanks for joining us. We're wrapping up our summer road trip today. Our first stop is going to be Brookings, Oregon. Brookings is just north of the California border, and we came here for the sea stacks. The rock formations here are amazing. They are all over the coastline and so much fun to be able to see.
This is Harris Beach State Park and is our favorite beach that we've stopped at. It's kind of split between two beaches, one that's very natural that you're looking at here, and then the other one which has a walkway that lets you walk down and get to the beach and kind of experience it. The walkway is pretty long though. While we've been here, there's been a good breeze blowing. Sometimes it's a pretty stiff breeze. There were people flying kites, and it was very, very pleasant. All in all, it's a beautiful park to visit and just to sit and watch. This is Long Ranch Beach, and it's just a little bit further north of Harris Beach.
A trip up Oregon Coast's Highway 101 isn't complete without stopping at one of its historic lighthouses. The first one that we came to was about 60 miles north of Brookings.
Here at the Cape Blanco Lighthouse, this one had a little gift shop, and we noticed in it that it has a passport, just like the ones that the National Park Service has, for you to keep track of which lighthouses you visited and which ones you have yet to visit. We thought that was kind of cool. You'll notice in these videos that you can tell that it's windy, and because of where the lighthouses are situated, there's typically a pretty substantial breeze, but the scenery is amazing. This is the Coquille River Lighthouse, and it's interesting because unlike the first one, which sits up on a bluff overlooking the ocean, this one is set a little ways up the mouth of a river. And the ocean is nearby, but it's interesting because it's also a marker for the entrance of the river, I guess. It was very cool.
So this is where we have to say goodbye to the coast and the ocean. We've loved our visit here, but Obi says it's time to go home.
Our last stop on our trip home was at Crater Lake National Park. And here we have stopped at the visitor center. This is just as you're entering the park. There's parking. There's a little shop where you can buy postcards, posters, pictures, that kind of stuff. And there's also a restaurant. We didn't go to the restaurant. But what is most spectacular about this national park is this lake. Not the fact that it's in a volcano, though that is also amazing to me, but the color of that water is absolutely astonishing. The colors in my video and the photographs are not processed at all, so that is the color that it actually is, and it's because they say that there are no streams or rivers flowing into the lake, so there's no sediment that's carried into the lake. The water comes from snow and rain. It's one of the deepest lakes, it's the deepest lake in the United States, a little over 1,900 feet deep, and it is still, according to the park rangers, an active volcano. It hasn't shown activity for a while, but when the park was first formed, this little island that you see out there called Wizard Island, there were fumaroles on it that were smoking, whatever, they're steaming, smoking. And they claim that at any point in the future, it could become active again. So it's not extinct by any stretch, but it is absolutely beautiful. Here we've stopped at what is called the Rim Village. There's a lodge, there's a restaurant, there's supposedly places to stay. There was lots of parking, but there were also lots of people. So this particular view is from an overlook that they've built, and it kind of gives you an overhanging view down into the crater of the volcano. A very beautiful view, but it does require a little bit of a walk to get to. On the trip back out, as you can see here, I have kind of recorded as I walk back up to the road level. There's steps, and it's paved, it's a cement walkway, but I don't think you could get down there in a wheelchair or in a mobility scooter, but as long as you can walk, you can, if you take your time, you should be able to get down there, and the view is absolutely worth it. Well, that's it for this episode of Slow Paced Journeys. We hope you enjoyed our summer road trip. Wanted to take a minute and introduce you to our traveling companion. This is our puppy Obi. He is our wonderful family member, but he's also part of the reason that doing a lot of this was more difficult. We have to do everything based on where we can take him, and someone has to be watching him all the time. But we wanted you to meet Obi.